Putting news aside, we will explore the strange, quirky, and fun side of Israel. From floating dangers to slithering spas and bizarre laws, let's go and wonder what Israel is all about. If you want to know more about the quirky and fun side, remember to subscribe, and if there is something unusual you know, definitely comment below. If you find Ned, let us know in the comments below. Pack the kosher bags. Here is something that all Jews from all over the world would like to know. If you are at the age between 18 and 26, pack your bags because you are entitled to a 10-day trip to visit Israel. For free. I am sure most of us have a friend or two who wish they have known about it a couple of years ago. Stamp it. We all have heard of kosher. It's becoming more and more popular to go to a supermarket and grab an item with a kosher symbol printed on the packaging. As you can deduct, all the food in Israel is kosher. But what do stamps have to do with it? Since stamps need to be moist to be attached to the paper, the glue is kosher as well. Not a licking chance of it not being suitable for the community. The unlikely president. Speaking of science, one of the most brilliant minds in the world is Albert Einstein. In 1952, he was offered the presidency of the new state of Israel. He very politely declined and blamed his lack of aptitude to dealing with people to his science background. He further explained that he is trained to be very objective, and the state issues are not. How cool it would have looked in his list of accomplishments. But he was brilliant, so he knew what he was doing. What would you have done? Inking it away. We all have walked in a mall and seen people sporting their tattoo designs on their skin. But in Israel, it's a whole new level. They have an annual convention in Tel Aviv where the best international and local artists get together to show their creations to potential clients. One of the most anticipated participants is Magneto, a man from Berlin best known for having his eyeballs tattooed. I don't think I could even stand being inked in regular areas, let alone the eyeballs. If you have a tattoo, how do you manage the pain? The Moveable Tech. All of us have a computer and need to transfer data or save it somewhere to be easily transported. And what do you use? I am sure all of us use the very so useful USB memory card. Many even use jewelry that have pendants that are USBs. This revolutionary device was developed in Israel, as well as the first antivirus software and the Pentium chip. Small and super powerful everyday tools we all need nowadays. Jellyfishing away. We all have gone to the beach, and hopefully few have encountered a jellyfish. Those gelatinous blubber-like creatures that float around, causing mayhem to anyone who swims in its way. The pain of one of these things is terrible, but when you go to Israel, be sure to get one cool invention in a bottle. Israel developed the first jellyfish repellent in the world. I wonder if they can come up with one for sharks? Every surfer on Earth will be carrying one of those. Healthy beauty. Most models you see coming from the New York runway seem to be so thin the wind could blow them away. But to keep the health of the model and Israel's concept of beauty, the fashion models must show their certificate of health records and meet the weight standards. If a photo is manipulated in a magazine, it has to be disclosed. This is opening the door to more healthy and curvaceous women in the industry. A slithering kind of spa. When thinking of a massage, you may consider using tools to relax the muscles. Some people use stones and hot oil, but have you ever considered the massage being made by slow-moving and massive snakes? In northern Israel, using snakes to do the soothing is becoming a very common practice. Using non-venomous snakes, of course. It's believed that the benefits of the treatment can help metabolism. That's because of a cocktail of fear and the relaxing sensation of a gigantic python squeezing you. But no worries, they also have some lightweight sliders for the face. But don't scream, may not be a good idea. A sinking feeling. When traveling to Israel, remember to visit the Dead Sea. It's best known for being one of the deadliest places to swim in Israel. But don't run away yet. What makes it so dangerous is not any creature or sharp object. It has to do with the extreme high content of salt, making the water very dense. Since it's almost impossible to dive in, if you land in your face first, you may not be able to turn over and breathe. This, the lowest point of dry land on Earth, is also one of the most beautiful and unique natural wonders. A +1 service. Family planning for many is easy, but for some, they really may find it difficult. Most fertility treatments in the world are not covered by insurance and can get very expensive. But Israel offers quite a nice incentive to start a family. Fertility clinics are very popular, and there is more in vitro fertilizations per capita than anywhere else in the world. The best part is that it's free. Picket and other bizarre laws. We all have heard of weird laws that may not make sense to us, and Israel is no exception from having its share of them. If you are ever caught in Israel having a bad day with a cold and decide to pick your nose, think again. That is very illegal and gross too, by the way. One that animal lovers will not appreciate much is that you cannot feed animals in public places. I can see why not feeding the pigeons or seagulls at the park, but how could one resist feeding a dog or a stray cat? And it's considered illegal to run a mobile spay-neuter clinic. Wonder and dragons. Like in some countries around the world, soldiers in Israel military are also recruiting women. It's mandatory for every citizen to participate in the armed forces. Gal Gadot, who plays Wonder Woman in the DC superhero movies, did it. In another note, if a soldier is caught playing Dungeons and Dragons, they will be sent immediately for psychological help. Alternative energy. We may have seen the snowbirds traveling from the northern parts of the U.S. to the sandy beaches of Florida while the hard winter weather passes. And I mean the older people who want to escape the snow, who temporarily migrate to the south. But there is a place in the world with the most reliable chances of sunshine all year round. Israel has so many shiny days that they are pioneers in the alternative energy and solar powers, with most of the homes harvesting this renewable source. Hey, Texas uses wind turbines. Harvest what you have. Addressing the issue. After mentioning the kosher postal stamps earlier, I have to mention the most popular letter recipient. It's addressed to God. Yes, the Israeli Postal Service receives over 1,000 letters a year. And since it seems like a sin to throw them away, the Postal Service opens them up and puts them in the western wall between the cracks. Does anyone know what the Postal Service in the U.S. does about letters addressed to Santa? And in Latin America addressed to baby Jesus? I'll be curious to know. Keeping up with flavor. We all love ice cream, and with many flavors to choose from, there is one for every taste. And when we walk down the aisle at the grocery store, we may find some unique flavor blends like Moose Tracks or the limited edition Girl Scout cookies. But when you go to the ice cream shops in Israel, make sure to ask for the very unique hummus-flavored ice cream. Do you think this ice cream is sweet or salty? Letting it flow. Israel is mostly desert, and the ingenuity of its inhabitants have brought success in industrial and agricultural technologies. This includes water management. They have been so successful that many nonprofits are teaching African nations how to manage their water to get the best results and therefore help increase the crop yield to feed their people. How fantastic to help spread quality of livelihood and success. Spreading compassion. After the 9/11 attacks to the U.S., the Israeli government wanted to show its sympathy by building a memorial to the families and victims of the attacks in 2001. This memorial is located just outside of Jerusalem, and it's made of the remains of the World Trade Center in New York. I wonder how many are around the world. Thank you for watching another episode of Undiscovered Worlds. Until next time.